watching Nens TV.
Yeah, and Ricky basically, he came through and he was like, you know what? There's such a vibe going on in here. Everybody's performing. I got to watch them perform the whole thing when it was the biggest song in Southern Africa, bro.
Yeah.
It was crazy live, man. I didn't pay a cent to watch that shit. I was amazed, bro. I was amazed,
free
bro.
shit. But I guess it was worth it because you're also on the scene.
Yeah, bro. And yeah,
so
bro.
like from the experiences you had like in South Africa and here in Zambia, what do you think the South African industry has to offer that the Zambian industry could like pick up on and improve on? Like,
well,
what things have you seen?
I think there's a massive lack of work ethic.
Yeah.
At the same time, there's a lack of respect for what entertainers do here.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about musicians, I'm
Yeah.
talking about journalists, I'm
Yeah.
talking about actors, actresses,
Yeah.
you know, directors, people behind the scenes, songwriters, you know, people who do the simple things, you know.
Yeah.
There's no respect for them. You know, they don't feel like they matter when they walk in a room, which is sad, because they should feel like they matter.
Yeah.
And I also feel like the structure of the entertainment industry needs to be worked on, as well as the laws.
Yeah.
I don't feel too safe with the current copyright laws.
Yeah.
Also the revenue, the way revenue comes in, you know, things like royalties. I'm not too pleased with what it looks like on paper.
Most people don't even understand how it works in Zambia.
Exactly, and that's a very sad thing because it's an industry that, you know, if you consider everything, all the jobs that are going to be done by all sorts of people, if you really look at it from a perspective that I look at it from, in the next 10 years, in 10 years worth of what could be done, it's an industry that could be worth up to $5 billion.
Yeah.
But it's something that people are not exploiting to its full potential.
So what do you think the first step in the right direction would be?
First step would be to go and look at every single factor that involves the structure of the industry, to look at everything from the ground up, and to start picking out the faults so that we understand and make solutions. You know, we need to rectify the situation so everybody is able to do their job at a higher capacity and is able to get, let's say, funding, for example. You know, their ideas shouldn't be considered too wild to invest in. You know, there needs to be a lot of capital put in. And
so
you know,
are you talking like for example, I would be thinking like probably the National Arts Council has to be involved.
If I were to involve them, it would you know, they are the type of people to go to, but during a time when the economy is on a bit of a rocky path, you know, I feel like it would be the wrong time to go and, you know, ask them for funding, because right now they've got so much going on. So, you know, I feel like.
But isn't it their obligation to ensure that the arts are protected?
It is, but they don't have enough, let's say, behind the scenes creative individuals from different backgrounds. You know, like, let's say certain people in creative arts around the world, let's say in France, I've dealt with the ministry in France, and they have people of different ethnicities, people from different backgrounds, people who are able to add this, that, and the other, so that there's cultural diversity. And that's something that's also heavily lacking because they've only pretty much got people from here who've never really gone anywhere else. So they're not exposed to different cultures. They don't, you know, they don't know what fusion is. And it's something that's going to take a long time to change. You know, it'll have to be the next generation of people in those positions who are able to see things the way we see them. But, you know, that's the thing. There's a huge generation gap. And that's evident for everyone.
Okay, that's cool. I guess it's something that will take time, but we also have to put the responsibility.
It's up to us. It's up to us. It's up to you know, the kids that are beneath us. You know, the ones coming next. It's up to the next few generations to shape what this really turns into. If this is to be a powerhouse of an entertainment industry that the world recognizes, it's up to us and the people that come after us, because the people that came before us, they've had their chance. You know, their time's up, let me say. You know, they're getting older, they're not getting any younger. You know, and they can't keep this up forever. You know, so it's up to us. You know, it's our time now. Need I say more?
Clean. Okay. On a lighter note, and in conclusion, bro. Besides all these issues that Zambia has, what's like the dopest thing about Zed? And then two, what are like your future prospects? Like, do we have any new music? Do we have anything dropping?
My favorite thing about Zambia, I think, is the people of Zambia, because our people are so awesome, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, our people are some of the funniest people ever.
Yeah.
You know, some of the funniest people I've ever seen. Like, the jokes,
Yeah.
man, don't get me started.
Yeah.
But also, the way some people can be really dedicated to
Yeah.
stuff. It's something I haven't seen anywhere else, man.
Uh-huh.
The things people do, you know, just the little things, like even the fact that people are privileged enough to have like garden boys and maids, like, you know, you can't really find that anywhere else apart from like places like this, which is sad to say, but at the same time it's such a privilege for other people. But it also shows that there are people that are so hardworking that they will literally, you know, go home in pain to make sure that their families get to eat, you know, and it's something you gotta respect, man. Our people, and they believe in God, man. Our people are God-fearing, man. That's, Jesus knows, man. You know, that's something I really love about our people. They're God-fearing, man.
Clean. Then new music, do you have any
yeah.
music? Let's talk about the music,
I've been working on some new music. A lot of it produced by my best friend, who is also now turned producer, engineer, Wello Elevation.
Shout out to Wello. Shout out to Wello.
That's my dog. I grew up with him.
Wello.
Yeah, I've known him like almost 20 years, bro. Almost 20 years I've known this dude. So it's crazy, man.
Wello.
Wello, nigga.
Vibe, man. Vibes, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been working with I've been working with you for starters.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, bro.
Don't say too much.
Also, recently worked on some music with Keisha Chilifia. It's gonna be pretty fire.
Yeah.
Produced by Wello.
Yeah, Keisha's pretty fire, bro.
Yeah, man, she's crazy, man. She can sing, bro.
I need to work with Keisha. I know you're gonna watch this. Hit me up!
Holla at this boy.
Let's do some shit,
But yeah, I've also worked on some stuff with Wello. I've worked on some stuff with my dude in South Africa, Tuki, so he makes amazing beats.
What about the song you recently dropped, man? Like,
oh yeah. I recently dropped a single on the fly.
Right here.
Because like I felt like I hadn't dropped a song in so long.
Rolling Down,
Yeah, Rolling Down.
Yeah.
This is something that I recorded just after shooting the Locker Room Cypher video. Like we'd spent all day, Killa and I, shooting that. Afterwards, you know, I'd been sipping a little some. So I was on a wave, and I was like, you know what? I want to keep this work intensity going right now. Let's go to the studio. So me and my boy Munu and some other niggas, we hit the studio. And I recorded this with Drill. He's the owner of the studio over there. And we made this, and we recorded another song. I had to feature on a song I did with K Slayer, so I had to rip that real quick as well. And I laced them down, and we got out of there clean in and out 20 minutes. Great.
Alright, bro.
Yes, sir.
I'm liking it all. I'm liking it all.
Also, Lunar, who featured, the girl who featured, I've never met her. I know y'all niggas been wondering where this girl at. I ain't met her. I don't even know what she looked like, bro. I hope she fine, though. But yeah, she featured on the song. Drill told me that, you know, there's this girl who can really sing on, like, soulful stuff. And, like, old school boom bap type stuff.
What's the name again, Luna?
Luna Gray.
Okay, shout out to Luna Gray.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna have her come in on a random day and just lay it down, and I'll send you the work when it's done. And I was like, okay. I even got the time to forget about it, and then it came through. And I was like, oh, this is dope. And I was like, you know what? I haven't dropped anything in a long time. It's been almost a year. Goddamn. So I dropped it. You know, again, I was sipping a little something. So I was on one. So I was like,
yo, I was sipping a little something.
You know what I mean? So I was in a good mood, and I was like, you know what? Let me get the people some music. You know, they ain't heard some music in a long while. So I dropped that. And yeah, there's really good reception to it. I'm really happy about that.
So plug the people, man. What are your social media handles? Someone wants to get in touch with you. Emails for features. Tell them everything.
If you want to get features off me, I am TRESOR official bookings at gmail.com. On Instagram at I am TRESOR official. Search me up on Facebook. You're gonna find me on the same. But yeah, if you want to talk to me personally about some normal life shit, Richard TRESOR. That's all you gotta search for. If you finna holler about some business, hit my page, hit my email.
Clean.
You know what time it is.
Last question, bro. What do you think of this idea, and what Nens is gonna do for this artist?
I think Nens is on a certain path that a media company that's coming into this world needs to be on, and that's one that's, looking at the people that have, let's say, a revolutionary thing about them, something about them that's gonna make something to remember. And they want to get involved. They're not just shying away and saying, we're a media company, holla at us. They're actually going after artists, be it people in poetry, be it people in film, other different sets of like creative arts, music. They're going after people and saying, look, we want to find out what you're doing so we can explain to other people what you're doing, so more people understand exactly what the hell you're doing. So we want to come to you. Is that okay?
Hey, you got that vision there.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You got the vision.
Shout out Nens.
Alright, clean, bro. Guys, thank you for watching. This is your host, Emmanuel Monster.
Thank you for watching, y'all.
Breaking down the game and how it's played with my homie right here. We just did it. Killed it. See you next time, man. Alright, TRESOR.
Alright, bro.
Fresh, bro.
All love, bro.
Alright. Hey.
Nice one.
You are watching Nens TV.